You all who are very upset about me doing reviews in tank tops, hopefully are happy today. I still have my suit jacket on from work, so again, this will automatically make my credibility, as a reviewer, much higher just because I have a suit on today. So, anyway, I'm going to be reviewing my top 10 designer fragrances for the fall and winter. This isn't going to be some super detailed, no breakdown. Again, there's 10 of them I'm going to try to get through. I'm just going to get kind of go over the general vibe that I get from the fragrance, why I like it, and then, kind of, again, comparing them to each other and why they made the list. These are all designers, okay? So no niche, no clones, just all designer fragrances that are great for the fall and winter, pretty much interchangeably. There are other ones that aren't on this list, but again, I was limited to 10, so some of them didn't make the cut. The first one is a 2021 release. This is YSL Blue Electric. This is the newest flanker from the La Nuit line. A lot of people say this smells like the vintage batches of YSL La Nuit. The cardamom is much more noticeable. It is darker. It is richer. It's deeper. It does, however, have a modern twist to it in the opening. You're getting a blue vibe, which is kind of powdery blue, fresh vibe in the opening. As it dries down, it really starts to resemble the vintage batches much more. You get a lot of that La Nuit DNA, again with a kind of richer, darker take, and that cardamom is a lot more prominent. Now, performance is also amped up. It's not crazy. It's not a beast. It's not, going to last you all day. This is going to be probably around 7, 8 hours. You'd lucky if you get 8. But I get about a good 7 hours out of it. Which isn't bad. Certainly better than the original. This does not project like crazy. It does project, to me, better than the original, which I also have. I prefer this due to the longevity. And again, this does resemble kind of the more richer vintage batches. So I do prefer this over, the modern batches of just the normal La Nuit. So this next one is also a very hyped up, recently released. There was speculation that it's discontinued. To my knowledge, it has yet to be discontinued. It's still on the website. They were actually today emailing people about this fragrance. This is a very good fragrance for the money. It's rich. It's a vanilla-based fragrance. It's classy. It's a formal fragrance. It's got this seductive nature to it. It's got this kind of smoky vanilla vibe with a leather backing. It's vanilla heavy, so you have to like vanilla, but it's very masculine. Certainly not a unisex fragrance, and it is something that's pretty versatile. But I wouldn't wear this in like a t-shirt and jeans. I think maybe if you had a t-shirt and like a leather jacket or something, or you were dressed up, I think this is good for that. Longevity on this is great. Projection is great on this. I get about 8 or 9 hours longevity on this. It projects very well. Also, you can get this on Amazon for between $30 and $40. It's usually about $35. It might be as high as 43 sometimes shipped, but I've gotten this several times for around $33 price point. Not bad at all. And again, longevity performance is really good. It smells very well blended. It's not synthetic at all. This is certainly one of the best pickups, I think, for the price point as far as a fall fragrance goes. And like I said, it's pretty versatile. It's more versatile than some other fall fragrances because it's not overly sweet. It's not cloyingly sweet. And it does have this kind of nice leather dry down, very inoffensive. And it's not heavy on the spices. It's not something like Spice Bomb Extreme, or Parfums de Marly Ocean, where it's going to be kind of limited to like the holidays and certain settings. It's much more versatile. Next up, this is Baldessarini's Ultimate. So anybody who watches Fragrance Apprentice, he's reviewed this several times, comparing this to Creed Viking Cologne. I do have a decant of Creed Viking Cologne, and I agree with him. This on the dry down smells a lot like Creed Viking Cologne. Now, initially in the opening, it smells more Old Spicy. It smells like Old Spice. It's got that vibe, that barbershop kind of vibe, much more than Creed Viking Cologne does. The dry down on this, I noticed the Creed Viking Cologne, there's like a vetiver that comes out a lot more that is not prominent on this. However, this does get very close. Honestly, this gets closer than the Creed Viking colognes that I've tried, and that's from any house. This is closer, in my opinion. The Creed Viking clones of Creed Viking cologne, um, all of them to some extent have a very kind of prominent cola vibe that is not there in the original. The original has a slight spicy vibe that kind of comes off like that, but the clones take it to the next level. They make it darker, they make it richer, and part of Creed Viking cologne, what makes it the cologne and what makes it interesting is it's a brighter, fresher take. This is also very cheap. I got this tester I think for about 30 bucks. Performance is way better than Creed Viking cologne. It is not a beast again. I get about 6 hours out of this, but for the money, I can't complain. Very masculine fragrance, barbershop, fougere kind of smell, but it's fitting for the winter. It's spicy, and it's kind of got that pop to it. It's going to really actually be able to cut through the cold weather. I really do enjoy this. Very masculine fragrance. Again, this you could wear pretty much versatile, suit, dressed up, t-shirt, anything. Very, very versatile fragrance. This one is the latest release from YSL Y line. This is the La Parfum. So this takes the Y DNA, which is basically based around clary sage and green apple, and darkens it up. It makes it richer. It makes it darker. Makes it more mature. Makes it more, just formal almost. There is this kind of smoothness to it that is not there in the other Y line, the EDP, or the Live, or just the basic Y80T. This, or Fresh, any of them. I have all of them, and this is my favorite by far. Again, it's the most mature. The other ones to me come off pretty juvenile. This is certainly the most mature. You can wear this dressed up. You could also wear this dressed down. But with this being the Parfum concentration, with it being darker, with it being richer, I think it's better for the winter. And that's the main reason it's here. It is my favorite from the line. And again, I wear this at work. Now, some people say it has kind of this Versace Eros dry down. I get that. It does have this kind of creaminess to it that kind of resembles Eros, but it does its own thing, and it still maintains that Y DNA. You still get the clary sage, you get that apple in the dry down. And it doesn't have that kind of sweet mintiness that is, Versace Eros is so well known for. This is killer. Compliment getter for sure. Performs very well. This will last me probably about 10 hours. Take that back. EDP will last me about 10 hours. This lasts probably about 7 or 8, but still performs very good. And people pick it up on you. It doesn't project quite as well as EDP, but it is still a very good fragrance, and it's going to last you through the workday. This one is also another discontinued fragrance. This shot up significantly. You used to be able to get this on eBay for about 35, 40 bucks. That's where I picked this up. Brand new, actually. This is my backup bottle. People compare this to Parfums de Marly Layton. I don't get that. I think it's mainly because it's an apple-based fragrance. Parfums de Marly Layton has that apple opening. This does as well. It also has vanilla. This does as well. But they are different enough. This is certainly not a clone. It's not inspired by, nor is Parfums de Marly Layton inspired by this. They do their own thing. This is very sexy, very seductive, very mass appealing. This is actually was my girlfriend's favorite fragrance in my collection. And this is the Boss Bottle Intense. Okay, so the Intense version, Intense Flanker. It is just dang good. Again, it's based around that apple. There's this very prominent apple note in the opening. It's very seductive. You get the sweetness to it, but it's not cloyingly sweet, and it's masculine. It's not, again, it's versatile in the sense that it can be worn in a lot of scenarios. Again, it's not like Spice Bomb Extreme or something like that where it's very kind of niche in as far as the versatility goes. This is very well received by a lot of people. Now the problem about this is projection and performance aren't crazy great. Projection's not bad. Performance is. Performance, I get about 5 hours out of it. So nothing crazy. It was worth it. This was, again, 33, 40 bucks. Now eBay, I checked this. This is going for like 130 something bucks. Okay, probably should have sprayed my backup bottle, but here we are. It's skyrocketed, but I'm not going to sell this. I do really enjoy this fragrance. So the next one is another Parfum flanker, and this is Aqua Dejo Profumo. So this has been out for a very long time. Not a very long time, but this is one of the older flankers. Quite a bit has come out since this. When this was released, this was very well received by the fragrance community. It's very hyped up on a lot of the YouTube channels. It's on everybody's top 10 list. Demi Rawling was promoting this. Jeremy Fragrances was promoting this. Pretty much everybody, Chen Sense, everybody's promoting this. It is my favorite from the line. And, now it's my favorite. I grew up wearing Aqua Dejo, Parfum, the original, and loved it. Okay. But I've outgrown that now. I'm not going to, it's so dated, unfortunately, at this point. I don't wear it. This, to me, is a more grown-up version. It's a more modern version. Again, it's darker. It has incense in it. And it really just kind of provides this depth to the original that allows you to wear it in, again, the fall and the winter. The original is very, obviously, fresh, aquatic, a citrus fragrance that is very limited to, the summer, spring months. This you can wear all year round. The incense darkens it enough. It matures it. It makes it a lot more versatile. Some people say they get this wet dog vibe. I get what they're talking about, but I don't get that from it. But I can understand where they're getting that from. But I think this smells fantastic. Again, it's my favorite from the line. Now, as far as, what I would wear today, I think after this, it would be the Profundo Lights, because I honestly, the normal Profundo I find very generic. I know it is a mass-appealing designer fragrance. That's what it's supposed to be. Profundo Lights, so adds this level of depth that I really do like. It's a more marine. It's less Bleu de Chanel, and it's more aquatic marine, deep marine. And I really do enjoy that a lot, but I do prefer this. All right, so these next two, these are going to be kind of just a pair. Okay, so the first one is Armani Code Profumo. This is one of the million flankers to Armani Code. This I didn't grow up in college. I was wearing this. I transitioned from Aqua Dejo to Armani Code Profumo. This is a loud fragrance, very loud, projects like crazy. Performance is great. It's gonna last you all day. Even the modern bashes on me last all day. It projects like crazy. Like I said, this has the whole Armani Code line is based around mainly the note of tonka bean. This takes the tonka bean, it loudens it, it gives it this kind of burst of what people say kind of resembles almost like a root beer barrel sort of vibe that you get from this. It's effervescent. There's this fizziness to it, and it kind of does smell like almost like a sweet cola or a root beer vibe. It's very, because of that sweetness, it's very mass appealing. It's sexy, it's seductive, it's going to get you compliments if that's what you're wanting. It's certainly going to get you noticed because this is a loud fragrance. Now, the next one is Armani Code Absolute. So this is another flanker from the same line. Again, tonka bean is the prominent note. This is also juvenile as well. I think these are both for more youthful individuals. This is certainly, I think, more, my opinion, this is slightly more mature than this because Absolute is more sweet. It takes some of that darkness there. It's not as loud, and it's really a lot more sweeter. It's a kind of almost like sweet candy vibe you get from it. They're both very mass appealing. They both smell pretty similar. Honestly, I think if you get one from the Code line, you don't need any of the other ones. They're all, to me, very similar DNAs. Even the original, the EDP, with the exception of Colonia or something like that, because Colonia is its own thing. But these are both very good options. I prefer Profumo. Like I said, it's slightly more mature. It's louder, performs slightly better on me. It's not as sweet. So that's my preference, but they're both good, pretty much interchangeable. And along those same lines, we have these two. This is Dior Homme Intense and Valentino Uomo Intense. Very similar fragrances, okay? So both of these are based around the note of iris. One's just made by Dior, one's made by Valentino. Now, I do think, I've gotten more compliments wearing Uomo, okay? They both have very prominent iris notes. It's a makeup iris. It smells like lipsticky kind of vibe is what people call it. They both have this nice kind of cocoa-y dry down or component to it, though. And, that's certainly not lost in either of them. They're very similar. Very similar. So, I don't know. I find, again, this is better received on me, but the note the scent profiles nearly identical. I don't know that I really prefer one or the other. I clearly wear Valentino Uomo a lot more. Uomo Intense. There was speculation this was going to be discontinued. It's not. What happened was apparently, I guess they had sold the company or something. Somebody else got rebranded. Anyway, it's not going anywhere. It's still around. It just got kind of re-pushed out as the same fragrance, just a new release year. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really find much difference between these. So you're good with either. If you got one, you don't need the other. Slightly prefer Uomo, again, because I think in the dry down, to me, the iris is less prominent. The opening, it's there on both of them, but I think it kind of, to me at least, it's less makeupy in the dry down, which I like slightly better. And so that leaves us with probably the two most, I guess, controversial, least mass appealing of the bunch. This is John Varvatos, if I could speak. Dark Rebel. This is the Rebel Rider. They do have a newer flanker called Rebel Rider. This is discontinued, yet you can find it pretty much everywhere. There's a ton of them. At the rack stores, I got this from TJ Maxx for $25. It's been discontinued forever, but yeah, you can find them everywhere, like I said. Now, if you want this, I would pick it up now because, like I said, Boss Bottle Intense a couple months ago was $30. Now it's $130. 1 Million Breathe, same thing. So this will get there at some point, I think, once they clear through the rack stores. Now, this is controversial because some people say they get this animalic touch to it. I don't. I get a nice leather spice vibe, but the leather is smooth. It's not a Tuscan leather vibe. It's not like a raw animalic leather. It's a smooth suede sort of leather, masked with some spices, almost just like very smooth Ramacore, very masculine. This would be, again, though, pretty not as versatile. Wearing a leather jacket, white t-shirt, that kind of vibe, just t-shirt in general. I guess you could really pull this off. I don't know that I would wear it dressed up like this, or certainly not to the gym or something like that. It is a pretty loud fragrance. That said, it's loud, but performance sucks. You get about 3 hours out of this, 3-4 hours. And I don't spray crazy heavy, so you might be able to get more, but it is cheap, $25. Again, this is, to me, it's very unique. That's why I like it. It's not like the other designer fragrances out there. It does its own thing. It smells really, really good. Again, it's just, it's very, very unique. Like I said, you get that leather, but it's not in your face. It's smooth. There's a sweetness to it that makes it mass appealing. Because so often with the leather fragrances, it just smells like leather. Okay? And that's not appealing really to anybody. I'm like, well, you can wearing a leather jacket. Well, leather jackets just smell like leather anyway. It's to me, I don't get those sort of fragrances. But when leather is incorporated into a fragrance and it kind of adds that kind of masculine backbone to it, especially if it's a smooth leather, I think it's done very well. This is what you get here. I'm not getting any animalic vibe at all to this. I don't get why people say it does. It doesn't to me. It's just a sweet, spicy, masculine fragrance with a leather backbone. It's very smooth. It smells very well blended for the price point. Does not smell synthetic at all. But again, performance and projection are not great. Lastly, this is another pretty controversial fragrance. This is Philip & Klein's No Limits. Okay, tackiest bottle I've ever seen. Even worse commercial. It's supposed to look like a credit card. But I was pleasantly surprised on this. I picked this up, fragrance net, I believe, for like $33 for a tester. They're normally 100 something. I think 118. Sprayed this. This does have an animalic vibe. I'm getting it now. It has an oud. It has oud in it, and the oud is slightly animalic. It is not barnyard. It's not overly skanky, but it is animalic. But it works, and it makes this unique. This is certainly more niche than most designers as far as the scent profile goes, because it does kind of take that slightly daring approach to add in an animalic touch. It has that sweetness, though, about it, too. Again, it's very masculine, very sweet, so it is still mass appealing. The oud in this is similar to something like Parfums de Marly Latent Exclusive or Parfums de Marly Pegasus Exclusive, where it's slightly animalic, but it's not overly animalic. This isn't like some of those Middle Eastern fragrances that are just, really, really off-putting, in my opinion. It's smooth, it's sweet, but the oud is prominent. It's noticeable. Again, makes it so you can only wear this in the fall and the winter. Certainly not going to wear in this high heat, and it's not going to be for everybody. It's it's a sweet, woody, spicy fragrance with a slight animalic touch, but it's good. It's got, and it's the same way Latent Exclusive is. There's this kind of weirdness to it, right? You get this animalicness to it that's kind of like, is it off-putting? But then we want to keep smelling it, and there's a sweetness that works with the vanilla in here, with that oud in the background that makes it addictive. And it is that really kind of draws people in because it's certainly unique. You're like, what is that smell? You know, people want to get closer, figure it out. It's intriguing, mysterious, and it's good. It works, okay? But you do have to be okay with slight animalic ouds. If you're not going to like this. So that's it. That's the last one. There are others I could have made this. Spice Bomb Extreme. Plenty of others. But they weren't as versatile. I don't wear them as much. So these are my designer picks. These are the ones I'm going to be wearing the most in the fall, and I'm already wearing the most in the fall. I will do a niche version of this as well. Also a clone house version. So keep an eye out for those. But these are mine, and the way I rank these as far as picking them was what I actually wear, the versatility of the fragrances, appropriateness from the season, and then just a good variety. Again, I didn't pick stuff like Spice Bomb Extreme that I can only really wear in certain settings. I also didn't pick Zara Wanted by Night. I know a lot of people love that. I have it. I do enjoy it. I enjoy these more. So that's just personal preference for me. But again, I'm going to do an niche list. I'm going to do a clone list as well. So just keep an eye for those. I can't promise you I'll be wearing the suit, so you might have to deal with the tank top. Today I just got off work early, and I left straight from court, so I didn't have a chance to stop by the office and hang up the suit jacket, so that's why you got this today. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you have any comments or questions about anything in particular that I didn't address or whatever the case may be, put it in the comment section. Again, I didn't want to go into some thorough note breakdown on any of these, mainly because of the time restrictions. We're probably already at, almost 30 minutes. And I know y'all don't want to watch it that long. So, but if you have questions, again, feel free to ask, okay? Yeah, so that's my list. Anyway, have a good weekend, everybody. Like I said, I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Probably not going to do another top 10 list because it does take a lot of time right now. But I will be doing them in the near future. I also do have that contest running for King Fragrances, Sultan giveaway. It's their version of Royal Crown Sultan. It's called The Crown. That is going to be closing on Sunday. So if you haven't already, go to that video if you're interested in the giveaway. Comment your favorite, either King fragrance in the comment section or a fragrance that you, either would like me to review or you just really enjoy wearing in the fall, and put a number between 1 and 100 that hasn't already been chosen. And I'm going to close it on Sunday. I'm going to do a number generator, and I'm going to be giving away a bottle of it. So I bought 2 bottles, one just to give as a giveaway as I near 1,000 subscribers. And once I get to 1,000, I will be giving away another giveaway that I think is going to be more interesting for you all. But we'll get there when we get to it. So anyway, have a good weekend.